Oh, well, hello, my baby gorillas. That was absolutely torturous. So thank you very much for doing that, YouTube. Absolutely unbelievable. Big shout out to other people like Candace Owens who get banned on YouTube today. Obviously, these individuals can't be trusted. People can't be trusted, and they're trying to censor your speech. So, well, I'll show you this before we get into this, and I'm going to get banned on YouTube today. So, then I think there's other YouTubers that are getting banned as well. So, obviously, YouTube, like Facebook, ban me. We're going to find them. We'll come into power and we'll find them. They don't want to do business here. We'll just block them. So, if that's the way they're going to play the game, there'll be ramifications, because the people in charge will not always be the people in charge. So, let's see what the fellas said. Now, this is probably something I should do. In fact, I will actually do it tomorrow. I'll leave that till tomorrow. So, here's Dave from the Silver Fox Hot Takes. Have a wee listen to Dave. So this is what we're going to be talking about today. Ladies and gents, let's go.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Fergus Ewing is one of the very few politicians of any party, of any assembly, with whom people have a natural affinity. People actually like him, people respect him. Even though he's SNP, people say Fergus is one of the good guys. He's an honest, decent, hard-working MP, or MSP. And he is, as I say, deeply respected. And so when he speaks, people tend to listen. And he has spoke up now about what he defines as possibly Scotland's biggest ever political scandal. And of course, this is to do with putting Alex Salmond under the spotlight and the removal of him from power by effectively a coup d'etat cooked up by members of the SNP itself under the tutelage and oversight, allegedly, of Nicola Sturgeon. He's saying that it's got all the potential of being such a damaging scandal that it could irrevocably destroy trust in politics.
Well, it's not destroying trust in politics. It's destroying Nicola Sturgeon's legacy and potentially the SNP as a political entity. That's what it's not. It is destroying trust in politics, and the fact that if you're trying to coordinate fake sexual allegations, and I would bring to mind, I forgot to pull this one out as well. Let's do this. So, what was he talking about? Trust in politics. Lost that, Dave. What were you talking about there, buddy? Trust in politics
in Scotland. Completely destroy trust in politics in Scotland. I think trust in politics.
Well, I think it's the trust in the SNP. I forgot what I was going to do there. Let me go back and see if I can jog my memory.
He's saying that it's got all the potential of being such a damaging scandal that it could irrevocably destroy trust in politics in Scotland. I think trust in politics in Scotland has already gone. That's a no-brainer. But he has got a point. And he's saying that it's not just the fact that they did it that's damaging, it's the huge amount of effort that they're putting in to trying to cover it up. He says the attempts to cover it up will expose even more about these people. It will damn even more people with these accusations of a very serious nature, these misconduct of very serious nature at the very heart, at the highest level of government. There's at least, as it stands, there's at least 6 civil servants and government advisors that are accused of plotting against Alex Salmond. And this is...
I mean, if you're making false sexual allegations against somebody and being protected as well, then you're potentially should be going to jail. But there should be new crimes to actually be particular to this type of thing. The people who orchestrate false sexual allegations, and also people who then implement the false sexual allegations. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Ha ha ha. SNP want to disband jury trial in sex cases. Yeah. I think well, look at that, those at the end. And there's 3. Why support a single
this is outside, of course, the likes of Nicola Sturgeon and the and Peter Murrell and all those, Liz Lloyd. That's it. All those at the top, that little coterie of kiss asses. They also stand accused. Some of the women who made the initial accusations have since rescinded them. Some have admitted that they were lies, that they were basically bullied or cajoled in.
Oh, oh! This is very, very serious. I'm not. I'm just nervously laughing because it's so serious. It's really bad, and the individual women should be looking at jail sentences unless they go Queen's or King's Counsel now, and they actually cooperate to actually expose the truth, or they should go to jail. So if this is quite clearly been coordinated by somebody else, so I don't know if there's a standalone crime, not being a lawyer, for orchestration of fake allegations. I don't even think it has to be sexual allegations. It is just sexual allegations in this, but orchestration of fake allegations to criminalise somebody, to put them in jail. It may be contempt of court because they've lied, but I think there should be another charge of standalone false sexual standing. Because if you think about it, if Alex Salmond had gone to jail and he would have had to be in the sex register after he came out of jail, he might have died in jail. We don't know. He's fat. We call him Fat Alex because he's fat. So Fat Alex might have gone to jail, died in jail, or come back out and be in the sex register, sex offenders register. And this would have been done because this was orchestrated to destroy his political career. So, yeah.
To making these accusations. And that is why, of course, Salmond is taking them all to court, likely to win.
£3 million. Now, Dave said that he thinks the £3 million is going to come out the SNP coffers. I don't personally think it is. Just let me make sure that we're all everything's going well here. Concurrent viewers, at least somebody's watching me. Right, let me see if I can get this up. And oh my goodness, honestly, trying to get things sorted out on this. There should be a button just to get me straight to this. Let's see. Just let me make sure that... Oh, we're in. Okay, so carry on, Dave.
And it's, with £3 million, this has to come out of party funds. This isn't a government matter.
I don't know if it is. I don't know for a fact if it is a government matter or where the money's going to come from. But if Dave is right here and the SNP are footing the bill, if this is an internal, I don't think it is though. I think it's a governmental problem. Because it's the government that took him to task, and they've already been found wanting for the actual abuse cases, the wanting for the not only the legal advice given the government, I'll come on to that later on, but the actual handling of the actual cases was found to be discriminatory against Alex Salmond. But I think it'll be taken out of the government, which means the taxpayer has paid for false sexual allegations, or the compensation for false sexual allegations made against Alex Salmond, and yet the anonymity of the people who were making the allegations are still intact, which can't be correct. So
this is a party matter, and therefore it would have to be the SNP that paid. This would put the SNP...
And I'm going to show you the end, but now the SNP who are making the false sexual allegations want to bring in juryless trials. So there was a predominantly female jury who were in, who commented on Alex Salmond and the Alex Salmond trial. But if it was just a judge, and the judge was compromised because of the control by the state and the SNP in particular, but it could be any political party of the judiciary and the police force, and there's no jury, that these people would be able to be fitted up by the SNP or any political party, no jury to prevent miscarriage of justice, and the actual judge would just would be prosecuting them, send them to jail for false sexual allegations. Not to mention that we've got a declining population where we require to have more sex, but while we're bringing in Muslims who believe in raping women, who've got a rapist for a profit, and they're not being sentenced to jail. I mean, you couldn't write it.
Out of business. They just don't have that kind of money. Now, Fergus is one of the, I suppose you call, leading figures within both the SNP and sort of wider Scottish politics, the nationalist movement. As I say, he's highly respected, but he's described it, as I say, as this plot. And he said,
perfect timing, Dave. I'll if you want to go and see this whole video, it's the grotesque witch hunt against Wee Eck with the Silver Fox hot takes. Very good. Dave's like that Preston journalist and Craig Houston, very good political podcasters for Scotland. And I saw the Guy Massey as well, who's an excellent journalist as well, with Bernard Ponsonby. So this is John Ferguson, who's also a good journalist for the Daily Express. So the plot to jail Alex Salmond, the SNP the SNP legend blows lid off Scotland's greatest political scandal. Now, you all understand that yours truly was right at the heart investigating this. I think they're already wanting to do a film about me and me exposing this. And they want me to get played by somebody like Tom Cruise or somebody, which is a bit of a take on me playing somebody else. So the fact is that they want to basically do a sort of film about me exposing the plot to frame Alex Salmond and the Guerilla TV channel's commentary and getting it right, which I'll show you in a minute, the actual previous videos. They get thousands of views as well. Getting it correct 3 years ago. And we were probably the first to actually identify that this was a plot against Alex Salmond. We were there at the trial. I was there when they were going through the last procedures in the courtroom. So it's very much, I was at the heart of this. Commenting and getting the things correct. This is the other thing that they're going to get in the book and the film. I got it so correct. I got the prediction of the court before it even was done, before any of the other newspapers actually said anything. I was correct in predicting that Alex Salmond was going to be found not guilty, and I was correct in saying that this was a plot. And this is years ago. So my Svengali Nostradamus predictions have been completely accurate as usual, and I think Alex Salmond, whether or not he gets £3 million, but he might get £3 million. There's no reason to think that he won't. But the £3 million for Nicola Sturgeon allegedly, and other civil servants, that Fergus Ewing, which I also said that the Scottish Parliament shouldn't be criminally responsible. They should have the same rights as the Westminster Parliament to make political commentary. So Fergus Ewing, which I'll read the story in a minute, is going to name the civil servants and use his parliamentary privilege. I couldn't remember what I was saying there. Parliamentary privilege to actually expose the smorgasbord, the web of plotting and who were the plotters around Nicola Sturgeon, and he's going to name them if the Labour Party so somebody within the SNP is going to name the plotters with potentially Nicola Sturgeon at the top against Alex Salmond in the civil service, which I said it was going to happen. It happened again. So if they can go after a former first minister, can you imagine what they can do to you? And this is the communists in the SNP. These are the commies who tried to destroy. But Alex Salmond is partly responsible for getting the SNP to the far left and empowering communists to actually then destroy him, as communists do. They eat each other. It's a self-destructive ideology. But Fergus Ewing, who's a fantastic MP as well, member of Parliament, so he's a member of the Scottish Parliament. So the fact is that Fergus Ewing is a fantastic individual, great guy, absolutely terrific, and he is coming out to protect, or not to protect, but to stand up for Alex Salmond, and the fact that Nicola Sturgeon, the first female feminist, man-hating tranny lesbo, apparently, went after Alex Salmond and framed him up with mad sexual allegations, although apparently she was throwing things at her girlfriend in the the Caledonian Hotel, allegedly beating her up. So that'd be quite funny. You can imagine me nippy beating her girlfriend up. So this is where we're at just now, so it's highly entertaining and interesting. Obviously, we'll be there at the civil trial, and it's going to be another incredible piece of litigation. I was going to say legislation, but litigation that's going to happen there with Alex Salmond winning, and then what may transpire, because this is a civil trial, and what might actually transpire if he wins is then potential criminal allegations going after the people who made the claims against him. And there may be criminal proceedings in the orchestration of him getting framed up to actually potentially go to jail. Oof! And I'm going to be like Tom Cruise, I think, is playing me in this role of this whole scenario. It's going to be great. I don't know what Tom Cruise's Scottish accent is. I hope it's sexy like mine. So the fact is, Fergus Ewing and civil servants in Nicola Sturgeon's administration showed a determination to see Alex Salmond, that Alex Salmond was reported to the Crown Office, and warns of a cover-up that will damn many people and may expose misconduct of a serious nature by Ben Borland and John Ferguson. Couple of editors, fantastic. With that wee Diddy Paul Hutchins, mind you, but great, seem good editors. Alex Salmond leaves the court. Remember, we were there asking if Nicola Sturgeon was a lesbian. Leaves High Court in Edinburgh after he was cleared of attempted rape and series of sexual assaults. So he didn't do any of that. So he get one not proven and the rest not guilty of about, I think there were 13 or 14 actual different sexual assaults. Some of them were touching the hair. The majority report, who are insistent in calling the SNP nationalists when they're definitely not nationalists, said that what are you guys saying? You guys MD here? I know somebody's here. Oh, there you are, guys. There. Hello there. Hello. How you doing? Sea of Kronos. Sorry I couldn't talk to you before. It was the way that things were working out there. Let me see this. Blessing to you, pal. Well done. Exporting the feminist plotters. Yeah, thanks very much, Reverend Gary Scotland. That's excellent. Thanks. I heard it was allegations led to Lloyd. I'll show you that in a minute, buddy. And more. Scotland isn't a commie. Scotland isn't commie. He's only left. Aye, Salmon isn't a commie. No, he's not. But he's I would have said he was quite social democrat, but he tried to move the SNP to the left, which was understandable. He was actually he's a great political operator, Alex Salmond, and I've got a lot of respect for him. He was probably the best First Minister as well, and I would have said that it was a bit of a problem. It was only centre left. I would agree with you. And he certainly governed centre left until wee Nippy became a wokey wefter. Ewing is a good guy. Ewing is a good guy. So let's go. At least 6 senior civil servants, which is very worrying regarding civil servants and government advisors. So, like a wee nebbishy group, are accused of plotting to have Alex Salmond jailed in an explosive intervention from a former SNP minister. So we're not talking about any Tom, Dick or Harry, although I already told you years ago that this was what's happened, and I got it correct. It's taken 3 years to come out. Barry Borland, Ben Borland and John Ferguson are doing a bit of catch up from the Guerilla TV channel, but they actually have got there. Well done, boys. Fergus Ewing, MSP, one of the leading figures in both the SNP and wider Scottish nationalist movement, described the alleged plot as Scotland's greatest political scandal. Well, yeah, I think it's the one that's been exposed. I don't think this is the first time this has happened. In fact, I think that probably government ministers have got a track record in false sexual allegations that haven't been identified. This was just so blaringly obvious that this was nonsense that it was easily identified. The saga began in 2019. We were there at that point when a number of sexual harassment complaints were made against the former First Minister, who was later cleared of all charges in a criminal court. The Scottish Government handling of the claim was later examined by a Hollywood committee. Remember, I nearly got rid of wee Nippy years before, and she covered up. She was sneaky abuse of power. I'll show you this. In fact, let's show you just now. Let's do it right now. So this is all part and parcel. Here we go. So exciting, Here we go. This is us. 34,000 views. 34,000 views, and I nearly sunk the First Minister of Scotland, the pop star, nearly sunk her with one podcast. 1.1 thousand likes, 34,000 views 3 years ago, and I nearly smashed her with one podcast. Here we go. Let's over to good-looking journalist David Ballantyne.
Well, hello, my baby gorillas. And as you can see, I've had the shave and I'm starting to look like an extra from Outlander. Guys, unbelievable news, good, bad, fantastic, not quite sure where to start. Let's start with wee Nippy. So what's happening with wee Nippy? Wee Nippy is now being forced, as I said, she was trying to cover up her sneaky abuse of power by refusing to give the documentation for the legal advice that she received. to the committee that was investigating her and her husband's abuse of power to the Scottish Parliament with regards to the Alex Salmond inquiry, where he was found not guilty of any sexual improprieties. So she's been covering up, and oh, look over there, look over there, look over there. And now the Parliament in here, for the first time I think in a long time, has done its job. Alex McNeil, I think, who's
Alex Neil, sorry Alex.
friendly with Mr. Salmond, refused to go along with it and abstained. There was 5 abstentions from the SNP. Obviously they did the right thing. 53, was it 54? 54 to I think 63 in favour of the government being required to release the documentation that Alex Salmond signed.
But now they're going to that's the legal documentation I'm talking about. But the fact is that now they're going to have to give the report documentation unredacted. The Hamilton report is going to come out next month by hook or by crook. So either the Scottish government publish this and I'll be proven right again. I'm like the Alex Jones of Scottish politics, and I don't have the contacts Alex got. This is all because I understand politics that well. It's not because I've got contacts in the SNP and I'm getting fed information. I don't have any of that. Nobody tells me anything. I'm just brilliant at politics.
It said that.
So Alex Jones keeps getting it right and I keep getting it right. Had the Hamilton report, and I'm talking about the legal documentation, and which is also due to come out as well, has got to come out by the 26th, October the 26th, because the court has already told them to actually release it. And the Hamilton report unredacted has got to come out by October, I think 22nd, 23rd or 26th or something, I can't remember, but sometime next month. And it's got to come out, or the judge will release the Hamilton report. And I'll be proven right that this has been a complete cover-up, and this is going to again probably affect the civil trial for Alex Salmond, and I'll be proven right that Nicola Sturgeon 3 years ago should have actually resigned because she broke the ministerial code.
That it will show that there has been a cover-up, and not even a cover-up, but that Nicola Sturgeon has gone against the legal advice of the people that advise the government, the legal entity that advised the government, and went ahead with a prosecution that they knew that she couldn't win. So it looks like I was completely correct right from the start. It's been a vendetta, a political set-up by Wee Nippy. Wee Nippy's days are nearly done. She was going to have to resign for lying to Parliament. This is massive, massive news. As you know, that I was correct as usual. I always get it on the money. My politics is absolutely A++. And Wee Nippy will have to resign now. It is a massive, massive situation for Nicola Sturgeon that she is going to have to resign, do the honourable thing. She's broken the ministerial codes. Once that legal documentation gets in the hands of the committee, and if Alex Salmond's team and the people who support Alex Salmond are right, that this has been a complete...
This is actually pre the Hamilton report, the judge-led Hamilton report that was heavily redacted, which was an absolute disgrace, the fact that they were able to redact the information. I don't think they're going to be able to redact it. If Alex Salmond wins the civil case, really it would be better the unredacted Hamilton report coming out, and because the criminal case, even if people are named, like Fergus Ewins want to do, if the Labour Party bring in the parliamentary privilege so he can name the people who were involved in this orchestration of fake sexual allegations, that if he can actually name the people that are in it, it'll then jigsaw probably to the Nicola Sturgeon actually plotted it, and who the actual plotters were like Liz Lloyd, which could mean jail time for the lot of them.
Abuse of power and a political vendetta. by Nicola Sturgeon against Alex Salmond.
So it's all coming out now, but you've got to remember, this is 3 years ago when I've done this. This isn't like the information I'm going to speak to you, or that thing only came out 3 days ago. This video's 3 years ago. So I told you 3 years ago that this was happening, and I was correct about it 3 years ago, not 3 days ago. And this is September 2024. This is sometime in 2021 when it actually started. Nobody else was saying this at this time.
It's absolutely massive. She has only now got weeks to go before she has to resign.
And because they got the judge-led Hamilton report and she heavily redacted the contents of the Hamilton report, she was able to then stay in for God knows what, for another 2 years, doing God knows what, and rather than me getting rid of her at this point, she was able to hang on because she heavily redacted the actual judge-led Hamilton report into what I'm saying just now.
Which is great news for Scotland, I think now. She's just gone, I think she's going a wee bit mad. Yeah, when you're in power for that length of time, power starts to go to your head and you think you can do anything. But the Scottish people are here to rein in our power and not her to let her abuse her office, which she quite clearly has. Her and her husband. I don't know why he's not resigned. Obviously, they think they can just ride it out.
How correct was her? This is before. Anybody was speaking about Murrow getting charged as well. And how correct was her? It's unbelievable. That's why they want to do a film about me and do a TV series on this. This is absolutely huge. And they want to get a handsome Tom Cruise-esque to play me. It's unbelievable.
Ride it out. But the day of reckoning is coming.
Hopefully Tom can do a Scottish accent.
Oof, really massive views, massive views.
I think people will just tune in to see my hair.
For wee Nippy. Once they see that she has actually...
That looks like a wee question mark, doesn't it?
Spent £500,000 of your taxpayers' money, on
and another 3 million from the compensation. Either it's going to come from the SNP and bankrupt the SNP, or it's going to come from the government. It's going to be your taxpayers' money that's paid for the funding of the orchestration of fake sexual allegations against Alex Salmond by the state.
Allegations that were unjustified, could not have been prosecuted through the court, but forced it through anyway. Lied to the Parliament. This is the big thing. She's lied to the Parliament, and this is where it's going to come unstuck. That's her. Because she has lied, she will actually have to resign.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Absolutely unbelievable. What a crook. So if you want to go and look at that, you can go on the Guerilla TV channel. Nicola Sturgeon will have to resign as the Scottish Parliament demands the handing over of legal papers. Correct again. So here we go. Let's go back here. We'll jump about here. So began in 2019 when a number of sexual harassment complaints were made against the former First Minister Alex Salmond, who was later cleared of all 13 or 14 charges. I think there was 14 charges and one of the women pulled out, which was clever of her, because they were trying to orchestrate it, of all charges in a criminal trial. The Scottish Government handling of the claims was later examined by a Hollywood committee. I think this is where the Hamilton report came in. Sunday Mail that concerned against Alex Salmond by a group of top civil servants and special advisors, apparently with the objective of ensuring he was reported to the Crown with a view to his charge. Apparently the objective was to be reported to the Crown with a view to his being charged with a serious criminal offence, or a series of serious criminal offences in the of my lifetime. that a former First Minister was set up with false sexual allegations about Nixon's probe from the service. Oh my goodness. Now, actually, I don't know what's happening here. It isn't working. Let's see if we can get it off this. No, I can't. Now it's frozen. Oh, here it is. A page of I can scroll down. Let's get on. So, interfering again. I did this on Saturday. Interfering. Come on. So now winding. No, I don't want to cancel that. So now when not responding as well, you can see that just spinning round and round. So you can see them interfering with the broadcast over the weekend. And now they're just doing this, they're trying to stop. You can see this happening. For the program, right? Okay, we're waiting for the response. Hurry up then. Ain't me speaking. No, there we go. Just give me 2 seconds. Just let it. Give it a minute. Just want to check what's actually happening here on YouTube. Sound is patchy, yeah mate, I know, I understand that. Nicola, be sure your sins will find you out, yeah. You are not on roid rage like Alex Jones. Not roid rage like Alex Jones. So yeah, so you can see that this is now just floating about. I've not even got control of my mouse or anything. So just trying to stop us, prevent us from actually communicating. This is why, and we'll change over to Linux if we don't get control over it soon. So it's not going down, see that? It's not, I'm pressing the button, it's not going down. It's not going down on the computer, it's not going down on my keyboard, it's not going up or down, it's not doing anything. And if